everybody. How are y'all doing today? So, over the weekend, I had a discussion. I know that I am a young mother. I know that both of my children are small, and I have not had to mother a teenager or an adult child. So, I will not sit here and pretend to know anybody's struggle, and I will not sit here and pretend that I know everything. The things that I am about to say are thoughts that I have on a topic that I feel will make things better. Okay? So I just don't want anyone to think that I'm attacking anybody. We're all our own people. We all behave and act in our own certain ways. And I know that, okay? Everything that I'm saying is my opinion because I think that it will work. Okay, so parents. I have been having a slew, okay? A slew of kids coming to talk to me about their mamas and their daddies. And you know what's crazy? When I was a kid, maybe this isn't crazy because everybody probably does this, but when I was a kid, I would get so angry at my mama and my daddy for doing certain things, and if I feel like they should have did it in a different way, then I'm gonna get mad at them. Like, man, why are you doing it like that? But now that I am an adult and I am a parent, I understand more so now than my parents were parents of me, but they were still growing up and they were still learning stuff about their own lives and about who they were. So I wanted them to parent me a certain way, but they couldn't do that because they were maturing on their own waves and on their own levels, okay? There were so many, and now that I'm older, I know that, which is why I talk to my young people all the time about understanding where your parents are coming from because they're just trying to protect you. I know for a fact, even having friends with the kids that are older, I know all of the stuff they tell me is just like, well, I don't want them to do that because I know that I done been through this. And I know as an adult that parents are acting certain way towards their children because we're just trying to protect them. We don't want them to make the same mistakes that we had to make growing up. Yes, that's what we want for our kids. But as I do my own talking and as I do my own growing and all of that stuff, I come to realize that, yeah, these kids are teens and young adults. But just like when you/me, myself, when we were that age, we halfway listened to the stuff our parents told us. A lot of times it's as though once adults hit a certain age, they tend to forget what they felt like or what they were like as children. We have to remember these teenagers especially, this is a crucial time for them. I still have issues of stuff that happened to me in middle school and high school because those are the key, when a person is growing up, those are the key times. The most things happen there that are gonna shape me and mold me and stick with me. So if my parent is just telling me, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do this, because I said so, because I'm the mama, because I'm the daddy, because I'm the grown up, because I'm the adult. Like, if we always do that to our children, then how are they ever gonna learn? Because if I'm using my mind and if I'm thinking as a child or as a young adult, my mama never want me to have fun. She will not let me walk outside after dark because she talking about I need to be in here by 10 o'clock. My mama don't know nothing about nothing. When we tell them not to do stuff, that's what they go to. They go to, they sucking all the fun out of me. They doing this. So yes, you the mama and you the daddy, and you the grown up, and they the child. So you don't have to explain yourself to them. You don't. You're absolutely right. All I'm suggesting is that we open up and we talk to our kids a little bit more. Tell them a little bit of our backstory and the struggles that we've been through and the things that we know. And I'm sure it might not work 100% of the time, but I guarantee you it's going to work. The biggest bonding that I do with my kids is sharing my stories with them. Sometimes I'll be sitting at home and I'll tell my husband, yeah, I told my kids this story today. And he like, dang, that story is a little personal. Why you telling all of them kids your personal? And I'm like, they want to know me as a person. They have to know me as a person. If they don't know me as a person, they're not going to take anything from me, because they're going to see me as something that's unobtainable. But if I let them know, like, hey, I went through this. This one time I was a fool and this thing happened to me. This one time I did this and this thing happened to me. If we start to share our stories and be more relatable, then we can grow and take our kids. Just the other day, I was having a talk with a girl about her mom. Her mom was upset at her and, you know, all of this stuff. And I'm listening to the girl, and I'm listening like, oh man, I hate your mama did that to you. I hate your mama did. Why did you? And then she tells me what she did, or what her mom thinks she did, coming from her. So then she tells me what her mom thinks she did. And when she's explaining it to me, I'm like, girl, I see why your mama reacted like that, you know? And I was able to explain just from my perspective, like, your mama's probably feeling like this because of this, this, and this. And I remember I started having so much I could share with this girl. Y'all, the next day, the girl, it wasn't the next day. This was like a day, maybe 2 days later. She came back to talk to me again about something different. And I was like, oh, so what's going on with your mama? And she was like, oh, we made up. And I'm not saying that I'm the kid whisperer. I think the only thing that I did was shared a relatable story with this girl, and then I tried to explain to her, like, your mama this probably happened to your mama, so your mama trying to, you know, that's all I did. And she was more receptive to it. Like, oh, I didn't even think about it that way. Like, maybe she is, man. So we open ourselves up. We help. Because if my mom went through something and she kept her mouth closed, it's gonna come down to the next generation, and I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. And then it's gonna go to the next generation, and they're gonna keep their mouth closed. If we don't share our stories with each other, how do we expect each other to learn and to grow? Because if my mama never shares with me her struggles and all of the crazy stuff that she went through as a kid, I'm not gonna know, like, oh, my mama went through this, I could go talk to her. We have to know each other. We have to be open and honest with each other. And a lot of people are like, keep it in the family, don't share our family business. That's cool, but can families please share their businesses with each other? I should know my mama's business. My mama should know her mama's business. And of course, we're gonna switch it up, because yes, I'm an adult and you are a child, so I'm not gonna tell you every single detail of my story. And yeah, I'm gonna water down my story, but I'm gonna make sure that you get the parts that you need to hear so that you know. So myself, like I said, I tell my students a lot of stories. I tell my kids stories about stuff that happened in my outside life when I was a kid. I tell my kids stories that happen to me right now as an adult. If I go do something crazy and I fall on my face and I learn something from it, I'm coming to tell my students. And no, I'm not gonna talk to my students like I'm their friend, because once again, I understand that I'm an adult and they're a child. So I'm gonna water down my story, and I am gonna make it child appropriate, but I'm gonna make it relatable to them. just so they know, like, hey, I know what it feels like because I've been there. And anything that I can teach you or say to you that will make you not want to go there, that's what I want to do. And a lot of times with parents, that's all it is. I'm trying to stop you from being in a world that is possibly going to hurt you like that world hurt me. And my ask, especially the parents of middle school and high school, of middle school and high school students, can we please stop saying just no because I'm the mom and because I said so much? Sometimes let's share a little story or a little anecdote. Sometimes just talk to them. Like, I know you probably get mad because I'm making you have a curfew, but the reason why I want you to have a curfew is because when I was younger, my mama didn't care what I did and she let me run all over the place. And hence, by the time I was 14, I had a baby. Having a baby hurt. Having a baby got me talked about. Having a baby had me having to work hard. And that's as simple as that. I'm still the mama or the daddy. I'm still in control. But all I did was let my child see that I was human, that I'm hurting, that I'm going through stuff, that I went through stuff, and I'm doing my best to get better at it. And when my offspring realizes, like, oh, my mama done went through some stuff, or oh, my daddy done went through some stuff, watch them start changing. And I know that it works. Because I don't think I do anything different than half of the teachers on my on my hall. But kids come out of their way to come talk to me. Kids come out of their way to come and talk to me. And I know that they like coming to talk to me because I'm relatable. They don't look at me as some person that's like, oh, she always yelling at us and she always fussing at us and she always telling us to be quiet and do our work. And they don't look at me like that because I don't treat them like that. When they do something that's disrespectful to me, I talk to them. Like, do you not see how what you just did was disrespectful? Because I want you to see, if you were up here talking and I walked in on you and I started talking to somebody else while you were talking, you gonna feel disrespected. Like, what you have to say isn't important because I'm talking over you, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, Ms. Burrows. So what our young people need is not to be yelled and fussed at and put down, like, shut up and do what I said because I'm the parent. It don't matter. You're going to do what I say do because I said do it. Don't do that because I said don't. We have to move away from that, and we got to nurture, and we have to teach. And it takes baby steps. It takes baby steps. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, I know my son is only 8. I have an 8-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. My 8-year-old, I have these same talks with him. I talk to him about so much stuff. He probably like, Mama, why are you even talking to me about this? But hey, that's what I feel is best. So that's how I talk it out with my son. But I will not say that I don't have those times where I'm like, boy, you're going to do what I asked you to do because I asked you to do it, you know? So I have those moments too. So I'm not trying to act better than, because I've told my kids before, do what I said because I said do it. And I can remember so many times my parents told me that, and adults in my life when I was a child told me that. So we do it because it's what was done to us, and we do it because, hey, I waited so long to be a grown-up and tell a child do it because I said I'm gonna do it, so I'm gonna do it. Like, I feel you. Sometimes this is terrible. Sometimes I make my 8-year-old do stuff for me just because my mama used to make me do stuff for her. Like, it is what it is, you know? I understand. That's what we do. But if we want our generations coming up after us to be better and to be different, then we gonna have to start doing some better and some different stuff. Okay? So, I'm wrapping this up. I really need to take my hair down, but I just don't want to. Okay, so wrapping this up. We talked about parents. Parents, don't be mad at me, okay? I'm not judging your parental style because you do what you want to do, and I still love you, okay? All I am asking, please be more open and mindful of just, explaining things, maybe through a story, a little relatable to your kid when you're telling them what they can't do. Just open their eyes and talk to them a little bit more. Get to know them because they are people. They have their own thoughts and ideas and creativeness, and they're their own little people, and they're just trying to figure out life. And right now, when they're trying to figure it out, that is the time for us to nurture and coach them to our best. And we cannot coach them to our best if we're telling them not to do stuff because we said to, or not to, because we said not to. We teach and nurture by guiding them, giving them lessons, telling them stories. Okay, so thank you so much, parents, for listening. I want us to change the world. I want us to change the world. And if we can open up, each one teach one, each one reach one. For real. Okay. As always, thank y'all for watching me. If you need anything from me, my email is crowned.christian@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at crowned.christian.